The first Spanish stereotype is that Spaniards are very family and friends orientated. They care very deeply about their friends and family. And I do believe that this is 100% true. Because of the weather, they are also outside and being social all the time. And also they are very good at taking care of the elders, which I think is very nice. Like in Norway, when you get old or if you get sick, you just get placed on an elderly home. And down here in Spain, there's very often that when you are older, let's say you're an older father or mother, you maybe move in with your daughter or your son until either you die or you get kind of so sick that you need kind of expertise help. Maybe you need to go to a hospital or elderly home when you get really old. And also they have so strong connections with their friends that their friends are almost considered to be a family member, which is very nice. So I think this is completely true. The next one is that Spanish people are very social. I think this is very true as well. I think because of the weather and because of the fact that we are outside all the time, it's a lot easier to be social. And I think that you are more social when you are younger as well. That makes it a little bit easier when you are older. I see a lot with Norwegian kids now. They are struggling a lot with social anxiety and stuff like that. And I think it's a lot easier down here in Spain because you're used to being outside all the time. And it's more normal to be social with your friends or family or with new acquaintances when you are outside. The next one is that Spanish people, they talk a lot, they talk very fast, and they talk very loud, and they talk a lot with their hands. And you can always see the Spanish people there are talking using their hands, using hand gestures when they speak. And also they talk very, very fast. I'm trying to learn Spanish now. And when a Spanish person is speaking to me in a slow manner, it's easy for me to understand. But when two Spaniards are like, it's very hard. If you go to a restaurant and you sit beside, like there's a family there or a group of friends, let's say that they are 6 people. It sounds like they are 30 people. They talk so much. And they don't have the filter that we have in Norway, where when someone else is speaking, it's your job to listen and wait until they are done, and then it's your time to speak. It's just when someone's speaking, if they are speaking loud, you just have to speak louder and louder and louder just to be heard. I think actually a lot of Spanish people will agree on this one. I think it's very hard to disagree with this one. But it will be interesting to see what the Spanish people think, but also what other nationalities think. The next one is that Spaniards are very, very direct. And I do believe that this one is true as well. Of course, it's a stereotypical thing. It doesn't apply to everyone, but maybe like 60, 70, 80%, something like that. I think that the Spanish people are very direct. I think that they don't have the filter that we have in Scandinavia, where we might think one thing, but we actually don't say it. When I was walking like on the promenade this summer, a lot of people like complimenting my body and stuff like that. It was very, very strange because I'm not used to that at all. And I made a video about it and people were saying like, that's just how we are. We see something, we're thinking something, and we just say it. We don't have that filter. And I think it's a very good thing. I think it's a very cool thing. In Norway, I think we are too introverted, we are too shy, and we are afraid to say the wrong things and stuff like that. It's very cool that the Spanish people, they just say what is on their mind. And they are very, very honest. And I really appreciate that. And again, I think this one is true. This leads me very nicely into the next points, and that is like time and punctuality. I think they are more punctual when it's important things like doctors and hospitals, and like if you have appointments at work and stuff like that, things that is very important. I think the Spanish people are more punctual. But when it comes to like appointments with family and friends or parties and when we are supposed to meet and stuff like that, they are not punctual at all. Of course, again, it varies from region to region, and on the coast and the big cities, there's a lot of variations. But I think in general, this stereotypical thing is true. In Norway, we could never do that because it would be considered to be very, very rude. Let's say if you ask a friend to meet you at 8 o'clock and he arrives at 8:30, that would be considered to be very disrespectful and you are wasting the other person's time and so on. In Spain, we don't think like that. All of these things, even though, and here's an important thing, even though I'm saying that most of these things are true, I love all of them. I respect all of them, I love all of them, and that's the reason why I'm here in Spain in the first place, because I love all of them. I'm sick and tired of the way things are working in Norway, and I love Spain, I love the culture, and I love these stereotypes, and most of them are true, at least a little bit. This next one I'm very unsure about, and I don't know if this is true or not, so I need you guys to tell me. And that is, rules are optional. I know that, of course, all the major rules and important rules are not optional. I'm not saying that Spanish people are breaking all the rules. I'm saying that, yeah, maybe the Spanish people are a little bit more liberal when it comes to rules. It's like, yeah, we can bend the rules a little bit, or we can, if the rules are not that important, it's like, I don't care about that. We can do whatever we want. I think it's a very more chill country. Of course, I'm not saying that the important rules doesn't matter. I'm saying that, yeah, a lot of things is not that important. Rules are kind of optional, at least the not so major things. And it will be very interesting to see what the Spanish people think about that, or also expats or other people in general, how they perceive these things. In Norway, a rule is a rule. You have to abide to all rules. Big rules, small rules, doesn't matter. You just have to follow them. And it's very boring. And I love the way that it's more liberal down here. I'm not sure. This might not be true, but I'm throwing it in there. Let me know in the comments. The next one is everything evolves around food. And also, I do believe that this one is true. Spaniards are very obsessed and preoccupied by food. Food is like kind of the center of everything. You go out and you're being social with friends and family and co-workers and all these things. Everything is kind of evolving around food. So food and going out for drinks, or maybe sharing a bottle of wine and having dinner, having lunch, going out. And Spanish people are very good at like getting together with both friends and family and going to barbecues, and very much of the social settings are evolving around food and drinks. And it's a very social and very nice thing, and I love it. And I do think also this one is true. So this next thing, I'm not 100% sure about. And that is, Spaniards love to complain. And I'm not sure about this at all. It's just something that I read online and I thought, okay, I'm not sure about this, so I will add it. It says that Spaniards love to complain about politics, their work, their economy, the government, their health, all of these things. And it's just something that is part of the culture. It's not a bad thing. They just like to complain, and they like to talk about things, and they like to complain. And I'm not sure if this is true. So go to the comments, help me on this one, and say if this is true or this is false.